The Lord takes vengeance on his adversary and he reserves route for his enemies. So do you get where the loving your enemies come? Because the Lord creates enemies, and now this God of the Bible is bottling up route. And he is about to release this great route onto his enemies to destroy his enemies. This is why you are so angry. This is why you're so bitter. Just because the person is not going into the same church with you, that person becomes your enemy. So when you sit in the church and you are praying, I pray against all my enemies, every enemy, you're constantly speaking. What do you think you're manifesting? Because whatever you profess out of your mouth becomes your manifestation. Whatever you are speaking out, no wonder you have so many enemies. Psalm 139 says what? I hate them with utmost hatred. They have become my enemies. This is the God, that's the epiphany of love, the totality of love, the agape of love, saying, I hate them with perfect hatred. And don't you dare tell me he had all justification to hate it. How can a creator create a thing into existentiality and hate the thing? If anything at all you want to just oppose the creator with, just say creator is life. Life is existentiality. Life is one. Life is the same as everybody is experiencing. And the minute you come into this fundamental that life is simply what it is, how can you ever hate? Akwaba. Welcome to the Micro Series. I'm Osofo Jobentu, always humbled, always excited, always delighted to come your way. And I'm excited today for today's episode, simply because I'm about to show you something that is very personal to me. And anyway, here we go. This is Nanapeli. I don't play with this energy at all. Like, this is not the main altar of Nanapeli, but this is like, how do I say it? An extension of Nanapeli. I can say that. He's the owner of the house. Is the energy that is in charge of the house. The landlord. The Enquirers. This is a powerful energy that once he is in your house, forget, you can sleep and snore and nobody can try it. He's not just in your house to protect your house. He's in your house to ensure that everything within your house prospers. Everything goes well. Everything does well. Like your business, everything concerning your household is secured and energized and protected. The landlord, the Enquirer, is in the house. Nanapeli. But the problem is, if I should give you this energy and you walk with this in town, come on. Nobody can mess. Nobody can mess. You see how fortified we are when we walk around? We're not playing. This is not a joke. This is who we are. This is what we do. You understand what I'm saying? So this is Nanapeli. Right? But when I give you this to hold, you'll probably be scared. You'll probably be worried. You don't want anybody to see that you're holding such a thing. I don't mind. I'll show it anyway. I'll go anywhere with it. But you would be worried. You'll be terrified. You'll be wondering that, wait a minute, I can't hold this. This is why we've given you this beautiful piece. This is I like the awkward shape. This beautiful piece. So once you have this in town, you can just call this power stick Nanapeli. Hang it in your house. Hang it in your business. Hang it in your workplace. Forget the landlord has come home. If you don't know any God, any energy, any power around you, just call your power stick Nanapeli. Because he is with, and I haven't even mentioned all the energies around, all the energies that ensure the power stake. My main energy, Nanam Frama, he's the chief energy in this community. I haven't even mentioned him. The queen, now of Jaima, the fire queen. There's so many energy. But if you can't walk around with this you can certainly walk around. Maybe mine is the awkward shape. Let me put Nana Pele here. You can walk around with this. You can walk around with this. Let me show you a quick one. You can definitely walk around with this. Right? Straightforward. Nobody will know that you have such energy around you. Nana Pele. The necessary rituals is already done. Take this to your home. I'm telling you. The protector of the house, the chief angel of the house, the cherub, the malak, the Metatron has showed up. Forget everybody. Anyway, order your power stick from the website www.mikra.org or send us inbox on all social media platforms at Mikra, and we will certainly get back to you. But let me go to my business of the day. Let me give Nana Pele a little drink. Nana, that was it. Shirobia mine. Shirobia Nana. Obo Juma. Fiera. Nana Pele Bochoko. That's the secret code that I've just added to it. Anyways, let me just go back. The world today has been taught or given or told that the divine is love. God is love. God is love. God is energy. God is love. God. I want to read something for you, and this is coming from the scriptures. Let me even say this comes from the New Testament, but the scriptures, of course, the Jewish scriptures is always in there. Also in there. I'm giving you a quote, okay? Says, "Dear friends, let us love one another, for love comes from God. Everyone who loves has been born of God and knows God. Whoever does not love does not know God, but because God is love." When you hear such a quote, you hear such a scripture, I know scholaries, theologians will come and say, no. This is not telling you that the totality of God is love. It's just saying that, it's just trying to show you that some of the traits, some of the characteristics of the God of the Bible, right? This is what most theologians will tell you, and scholarly will tell you, that this is not necessarily talk about the being of God is love. Love is just one aspect. But you see, this is what they fail to tell you, that love is a faculty of your soul. Oh, when I say so, I'll confuse a lot of people. Of your mind. Love is a faculty of the mind. It's psychological. You think it, so you have it. So love is not even a part of your department, because you have 4 dimensions: the first, second, third, fourth. Love is just a subject of one of the dimensions, which is the second dimension, which is your intellectual faculty or psychological state. Because love is an expression of a feeling. It's an emotion. You feel it. You feel it because you think it. Right? They don't tell you that that's what love is actually about. They don't tell you love is an expression of a thought process. They don't tell you love is as a result of just being. Listen, I understand all the argument. Don't worry about it. I was in the church for a long time too. But practically, because religion gets you off the practical table, of the sensical table, and brings you to a place of not using your second dimension at all. So let's stay. God is love. It's just an attribute. Which God? I'm confused. Love is just an attribute of the second dimension, like intellectuality. Maybe I'm being sophisticated. Okay, let me break it down. Love is not different from the affection of being horny sexually, because it's an emotional expression. Love is no different from the expression of joy. Love is no different from the expression of bliss. Bliss is even of a higher essence than love. So if you are trying to describe the Creator to be love and has the highest love of all, I'm going to give you more quotes. I don't want to make this up, because this is a very sensitive subject, and I know the minute you touch on this subject, the religious bodies will come to you. Wait. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. Watch this. 1 Corinthians 16:14. Let all that you do be done in love. You understand what that means? Let all that you will do be done in love. Love being the paramount here, right? Let's watch this. Anyone who does not love does not know God. So again, love being projected, something that is just one aspect of your second dimension, all of a sudden has been enveloped and projected to be the totality of the creator of the divine. Let's go. For there's no fear in love, but perfect love casts out all fear. For fear has to do with punishment. Whoever fears has not been perfected in love. I'm telling you something. Fear is not coming from anywhere. Fear is not all of a sudden magically appearing. Fear is only happening because you think. It's the same with love. There's no real difference between fear and love. It's just the state of being, the state of your mental faculty, the state of your intellectual property, in the sense that whatever you are thinking at that moment, that is the expression that you would express. So if you're thinking that something is going to destroy you, something is going to punish you, something is going to do this, of course you're going to be afraid. If I tell you I'm about to chop off your head, you would certainly be afraid. You would not find the emotion of love. But if I tell you, oh, I really care about you, you know, you think the emotions of love. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. Above all, keep loving one another earnestly, since love covers the multitude of sins. I'm going crazy. So many scriptures talk about love. All these quotes suggest that the divine God, creator, is compassionate love. But if you pay attention to creation, you realize that the divine is above all things. The creator is not to be equated or to be described as its love. The creator is above all intelligence. I'm telling you, do you think the tree expresses love in your faculty? Most of you, majority of you just look at a tree as a tree, right? But the tree in a state is more loving than anything you would ever see. Selflessly, constantly giving you oxygen so that always you would respirate. The tree is doing that, giving it to you for freely. So the tree is exhibiting love. If you ask me, agape love is coming from the tree, because regardless of your wickedness towards the tree, how many trees have you planted since you came into existence? How many trees have you planted? But the tree is constantly giving itself to you. The Mother Earth is constantly giving herself to you. And all you can say is the divine is love. They say, love your enemies, right? Love, first and foremost, they're telling you about love being the ultimate. So you're bamboozled by this, and all you're thinking, love, 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 love. You're not even thinking, right? We'll come back to that, don't worry. But now, all of a sudden, they say, love your enemies. Love your enemies. So you have to create an enemy and then love that same enemy. Why do they keep telling you to do these impossible things? Do you understand who an enemy is? First and foremost, you don't have any responsibility to create enemies. If people decide to be your enemies, let that be their decision, but you don't have any, you don't have it within you. You were not supposed to create enemies. You were not supposed to think evil of anybody. You're not supposed to hate anybody, because the creator never intended for you to be in that state by the system, the structure, the society. And watch this. If your enemy, anyway, you know all the scriptures about loving your enemies. I'm not going to go into that. You know all of that. Like, time is fast spent. But let's see what the God of the Bible did when it came to the enemy. First, they say the God of the Bible is epiphany of love, right? And now they are telling you to love your enemies, because this is exactly what the God of the Bible is telling you to do. Now watch this, okay? Nahum 1:2. A jealous and avenging God is the Lord. The Lord is avenging and wrathful. The Lord takes vengeance on his adversary, and he reserves wrath for his enemies. So do you get where the loving your enemies come? Because the Lord creates enemies, and now this God of the Bible is bottling up wrath. And he is about to release this great wrath onto his enemies, to destroy his enemies. And you're telling me the epiphany, the totality of this God of the Bible is love, so you have to be this God? But this God is bottling up, and this is why you are so angry. This is why you're so bitter. This is why you're standing in the church and thinking your enemy, that is your neighbor, because he's not going to the same church with you, you feel that person is your enemy. That person hates you. So when you stand in your bedroom, you'll be praying and speaking against your enemy just because your enemy went to the club. Anyway, let me rephrase. Just because your neighbor went to the beach, just because your neighbor is driving a fast, so all of a sudden you think your neighbor is doing evil. Just because your neighbor is not practicing what didn't the Creator create us to be diverse? I just want to understand this. Didn't the Creator create us to be diverse? Think about it. I hold on to this. I don't go to the church, but yet I have immense love. Because I think, because I understand life, because I understand existentiality, and I know that you are me and I am you, because we are all putting carbon dioxide into the tree, and the tree is giving all of us oxygen. We know that the Mother Earth is supporting all of us. The same piece of earth that is coming into me is the same piece of earth that is going into. Everything is connected. We are all one. I don't need some supremacy to tell me that He is love, so I have to be like, I'm already like the Creator. He created my being. He created us to be diverse. So all of us are not going to be in the same place. All of us are not going to enjoy the same thing. All of us are not going to do the same things. This is the beauty of life. He created certain birds red, certain birds blue, certain birds yellow, so that there's dynamism. But just because the person is not going into the same church with you, that person becomes your enemy. So when you sit in the church and you are praying, I pray against all my enemies, every enemy, you're constantly speaking. What do you think you're manifesting? Because whatever you profess out of your mouth becomes your manifestation. Whatever you are speaking out, no wonder you have so many enemies. Psalm 139 says what? I hate them with utmost hatred. They have become my enemies. I hate them with utmost. This is the God, that's the epiphany of love, the totality of love, the agape of love, saying, I hate them with perfect hatred. And don't you dare tell me He had all justification to hate it. How can a creator create a thing into existentiality and hate the thing? Love is a faculty of your second dimension. When you learn to tap into the humongous intelligence within you, you begin to experience what the secret traditions and scriptures has installed as the ultimate experience, which is agape love, peace of Christ, joy, everlasting, eternal life. It's only fundamentals to who we are and what we are here to do. This is the most beautiful thing that you can ever happen to a human being. Going beyond these so-called secret traditions and religious textbooks, there's intelligence flowing. This intelligence is beyond love. It's beyond peace. It's beyond every single thing you can think of. This intelligence is life itself. If anything at all you want to just oppose the Creator with, just say Creator is life. Life is existentiality. Life is one. Life is the same as everybody is experiencing. And the minute you come into this fundamental that life is simply what it is, how can you ever hate? This is why I question anybody that says it's a spiritual teacher but hates somebody. How can you ever hate if you understand life, if you appreciate life, and if you love life? Listen, I gotta let you go. Please subscribe to the channel, share. Let's wake somebody up today. Today, wake somebody up. Tell your friend to tell your friend to tell your family to tell your family. Go to the website www.mekra.org. Send in your requests, questions, contributions. If you want to be a part of this community, send in the informations are there, even on YouTube, social media handles, send an inbox, order your power stick. Don't forget my friend and Apele, your power stick. I love you guys. Mwah.